After being the sole focus of the 5th episode, the follow-up episode of the Ahsoka series spent very little time with its titular character. The 6th episode opens up with Ahsoka and Huyang aboard the T6 shuttle on their way to Peridea inside the Purrgil's mouth. But other than the short scene to start the episode, these two characters were never seen again on screen. However, that doesn't mean they didn't have a profound impact on the story. During their long journey together, Ahsoka mentions how she remembers the Purrgil from the stories that Huyang used to tell them as younglings back in the Jedi Temple. Huyang is thousands of years old, and has an archive full of stories about the Jedi and galactic history, separated into 3 parts: History of the Galaxy, Parts 1, 2, 3, a nod to the 3 trilogies of the Skywalker Saga. Ahsoka and Huyang briefly discuss Sabine's decision to go willingly to the other galaxy in her quest to find Ezra Bridger, but it visibly upsets Ahsoka. Huyang's initial offer to tell her one of the stories was denied, but Ahsoka now finds herself in the mood for it. Huyang begins his story by saying a line fans are very familiar with, taken from the Star Wars opening crawl: "A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away." It's a heartwarming way to start a story, but considering Huyang's age and knowledge, it begs the question of whether there's more meaning to this line than would appear on the surface. Is Huyang the one who's narrating the Star Wars saga from his point of view, based on all of the history of the Jedi Order that's stored in his archives? Huyang has been around for as long as the Jedi have existed. He was there for the High Republic era, the prequels, the original trilogy, and is still around in the Ahsoka timeline. In the past, George Lucas has spoken about having the story be told by somebody else, somebody watching the entire story and recording it. Initially, these wise beings were called the Wills, although the idea was eventually dropped. However, later on during the filming of Revenge of the Sith, Lucas revealed that the story of Star Wars is being relayed to the Keeper of the Wills by R2-D2 100 years after the events of Return of the Jedi, who would then record them in the Journal of the Wills. There was never an official answer on who has been telling the story of the Star Wars saga, but R2-D2 has been one of the longest-running characters. We know he was built before the time of the Phantom Menace, and he survives past the rise of Skywalker without ever having his memory erased like C-3PO. If Huyang is the narrator of Star Wars, there's reason to believe that he will be around for much longer to record even more history, and eventually, narrate everything from his point of view. Regardless of whether this is true or not, it does give us something to ponder. Huyang is a very special droid, and he's seen much more than anyone in the galaxy can imagine. What did you think of this episode of Ahsoka? Let me know in the comments below. Remember to like the video, and subscribe for coverage of Ahsoka as a new episode premieres every week, and remember to follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Thank you all for watching, and remember, the Force will be with you. Always.